I'm making this particular video file by flashlight, and it's being done for a reason, because my schedule is extremely hectic right now, to the point to where if I don't transfer this over to this video camera right now, I might forget to do it by morning time. And just trust me, this is being done for once you understand, well, you'll be able to see in a few days why it's being done in the dark, because it's very important that it gets transferred over to this video file. And if I get distracted in the 15 other directions I'm being pulled in right now and forget to upload it, I'll put it to you this way. By the time you see the full explanation of why this video is being made, you'll totally understand why it's being made. But just listen carefully. I'm getting ready to transfer a small section of what was caught at Jack in the Box on July 10th, 2012 in San Diego, California, off of I think it's, I don't know, I'm still getting familiar with the directions here in San Diego. It's off of Rosecrans Street and Nimitz Boulevard, okay? Just right down the street from Nimitz Boulevard off of Rosecrans Street, Jack in the Box. This occurred on July 10th, 2012. Listen closely to everything. Alright, I'm going to start it over so you can hear it. This is just a small 1 minute file, because I got to making another digital audio file and wanted to save it. So that file itself wouldn't be too big, and so I started another one, and I want you to listen to this from the very beginning of it. Shit, that's not the file. Hang on, it's the next file. Alright, this is the one right here. This is still Jack in the Box. That was the file that was previous to that, and then the big one was previous to that. So just bear with me. This is it right here. It's about 1 minute and 35 seconds long. See if I weird gang stalking, gang stalker, oh my god, or crazy, or stalk, or stalking, or gang.
Can I get a refill?
Coke.
I'm trying to remember where we got off for drinking. Hi. Pretty good, and yourself?
One of these Jack in the Box employees just literally got done just taping me, and she asked me what I want to drink, and I said Coke. Why do you think that is? Because they literally take audio segments, they take conversations or anything a target says, and will streamline them into anything. Jack in the Box, Coca-Cola, you see what I'm saying? Do you notice how many times you heard the word gang stalking and oh my god being said? And why would it literally, even by Jack in the Box employees, literally, where do you see the other audio segments of what I caught on audio file in that Jack in the Box today, in which it was predicted in the morning, because I knew where I was going for the day, so I made a video file that predicted where I was going to be going and what was going to be said around me, because they're doing it constantly around me now along all of my routes. So I just predicted it, because I've been gang stalking at Jack in the Box before. But the point I want you to understand is, by the same employees that were literally saying gang stalking as I was eating my lunch, yeah, from behind the counter, one of them literally came up as soon as I got up to get a refill, and they knew I was drinking Coca-Cola. So when I said, can I get a refill, they got the girl at the counter to say, what was it again you were drinking? So that I would say Coke. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Now, understand this. Do organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions audio tape on your cell phone and possibly even at times videotape anything a target says. So then sections, edited statements that a target makes, okay, can be streamlined into any full sentences later. Like when I got brutally assaulted on the MTS bus, I was so upset because I already knew it was a staged attack. That assault was predicted 11 days before it happened in an email file, okay? And it was the email itself was printed out and scanned and downloaded to a PDF file through Acrobibe Reader, Acrobibe or whatever it's called, Acrobibe Reader, and it was made into a PDF file and then uploaded to my Gmail account, and then from there, and then uploaded to a USB drive, and then from there, it was then downloaded into a blog. Now, I made a blog and put it in the blog, and then copied and pasted that blog's URL in the comments feature that shows me of the YouTube video that literally shows me being assaulted. Okay. And why did I make that prediction? Because I knew well, for one, I had already been assaulted on August 17th, 2012 at a bus stop, 9 days after I got here, and throughout from August 8th, 2011 up until August 17th, 2011, I was blogging feverishly about what was happening towards me, and that assault occurred 1.5 days after I went down to the San Diego District Attorney's office and told them I was a human trafficking target and that the San Diego police were directly involved. Then 1.5 days later, I got brutally assaulted on the MTS bus, which is the same assault. Now, I made an email file because I knew that that assault that occurred on August 17th was a retaliation assault. Okay, so as a result of everything I was still experiencing, even from August 17th up until October 10th, being gang stalked on a feverish scale along all of my routes, including over at USD, I started reaching out to Barbara Boxer's office online from USD Library, where I was gang stalked on a feverish scale and where my cyber activity was subjected to cyber hacking, cyber espionage, cyber monitoring, email interception, and everything. So as a result of me preparing to go to Barbara Boxer's office, writing letters and stuff like that on their computers in their library, I made a prediction file. I went on her website, filled out information, and sent it to her. I wrote out letters in Microsoft Word document program over at USD's library, and I printed out a privacy consent form that you can get off of Barbara Boxer's webpage. Okay, so as a result of the cyber monitoring that is a direct tactic of organized stalking expeditions, they seen I was literally preparing to go down to Barbara Boxer's office, or mail what I was preparing, or fax what I was preparing. So I made an email file because I already knew I was being cyber surveilled because of how they were engaging in cyber espionage on things I was working on, and then walking by and laughing as I was experiencing the espionaging. Okay, so I already knew it. Plus, I was sending out multiple emails for help to organizations, and never get no replies. And all you got to do is go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and cyber surveillance, and you'll clearly see that cyber surveillance and email interception are part of gang stalking expeditions. So I knew that I was being cyber surveilled, which meant I knew that they knew that they were monitoring all the blogs I was making and all the YouTube videos that I was making. Even though I wasn't uploading any YouTube videos yet because I didn't have a data reader writer, but they see me taking video pictures along my routes and everything, and over at USD, so they just figured it was a matter of time till these videos got uploaded. But as a result of the cyber surveillance and them seeing me blogging, okay, them seeing me taking videos, them seeing me sending out emails for help, what they did was, and then seeing me preparing to go to Barbara Boxer's office, they were basically just, I knew they were going to stage another attack, another assault, or an arrest. So I made an email file, and in that email file, I flat out stated there's a great likelihood I'd be assaulted either riding my bike, walking, or on public transportation. And 11 days later, I was brutally assaulted on public transportation. And that printed and scanned email is in the comments feature of that YouTube video, which you can find online by going to YouTube and typing in "Learning Disabled Woman Brutally Assaulted on MTS Bus." Just look at everything meticulously in that comments feature of that video. So now targets are harassed along all their routes, including businesses, and that's achieved through the organized stalking expedition of community notifications, because this is organized crime in the system that is hosting and managing this and protecting it. using the very system that your taxpayers' dollar pays for, okay, to to engage in organized crime methods, tactics, expeditions, and protection of what they're doing. Your taxpayers' dollars are literally paying for every single last bit of it. And so, what I'm so and then MTS sent me an altered video. So I'm exposing that online all over the internet as well. And organizations that I have been able to get through to that have looked at my YouTube videos have put it on their web pages, and they're seeing that this shit is getting out. Organized Stalking 3 YouTube channel, Forbes magazine published one of my petitions. Harley Davidson has, the 501 Parachute Command has, just a bunch of other places. Huffington Post has. So this is what we have to understand, is that these people know that I'm exposing this all over the internet. And they know that it's starting to get exposed by other people about what's happening towards me. So what they do, you can go to Google right now and literally type in either organized stalking or gang stalking, taping conversations that they initiate with targets, like taping conversations of targets and stuff like that, either videotaping or audio taping. Okay, and that's achieved by them knowing where the target's at, and that's achieved through the stalking. So if I'm in Jack in the Box today, okay, and I'm being subject to 2 direct conversation tactics, before I left a certain area this morning, I made a video file, and in that video file I said, this is where the places I'm going today. And I said that, watch, when I get to each of these places that I'm stating I'm going, I'm going to have a running digital tape recorder and a running video camera. And we're going to see how often I hear, oh my God, crazy, weird, gang stalker or gang stalking in my environment at each of these locations. Now, I just played a 1 minute and 34-second file, and you heard it multiple times. And the first file that I went to go play that wasn't the file that I thought it was, even showed you that gang stalking was being said on that segment of the Jack in the Box experience today when I was there. And it's literally on audio and video showing that employees were saying it. So if you don't think that they're not engaging in organized gang stalking tactics, think it again. And since tactics of organized stalking expeditions tape anything a target says so they can then possibly later streamline it. Like say if they stage an arrest and have a target arrested, okay? Then they take them down to a police station and they sit them down at a table, okay? And they ask a target, like when I was brutally assaulted on the MTS bus, when the police finally came to the scene over almost 15-20 minutes later after the guy had already gotten away, and they seen that I was already furious by then because I already knew it was a staged attack. I said, what is going on here? I go, why does it take 15-20 minutes for you guys to arrive on the scene like this? I go, it's total bullshit. And so by the time they put me in the ambulance and everything, they said, are you on anything? And I said, what are you supposed to mean? They go, well, because you're acting pretty upset. I go, well, that's because I just got the hell knocked out of me on the bus, and then it took you guys 15 to 20 minutes to get here, which enabled the perpetrator to get away, even though I already knew that they were involved in it, okay? And so think about this. If they asked you those kind of questions when we both know that they were involved in it, okay? You want to know something? What the truck guy said to me when he came out on the attack that day? He goes, you're just real lucky it wasn't worse. Yeah, okay? So the point I'm trying to make is this. If I walk up to a Jack in the Box counter after buying a All-American combo, I got an All-American combo, medium-sized combo, okay? Which my soft drink was Coca-Cola. I sit down, I start eating an All-American combo. I get about 3/4 of the way into eating the actual hamburger, which is a double-decker, part of the medium French fry, and I'm wolfing down the Coca-Cola that I ordered with it, and it's all wolfed down, so I get up to get a refill, and then is remote neural monitoring being used? I get back up to go to the counter because I'm thinking I need to get a refill. I get up to the counter, and one of the Jack in the Box employees was standing right next to the girl who took my drink, and then said, what were you drinking again? And I said, Coke, which was Coca-Cola. So I get arrested one day, 2 weeks from now, okay, after a staged event along my routes, and which is called street theaters and gang stalking circles. They take me down to the police station or petition me into the hospital, because when they stage events, they also stage witnesses too, and then blame the target for the actual incident. Then they'll petition the target in the hospital or arrest them. Then they pretend like they're having a meeting or a conference with the target. and they say, okay, Leslie, because it'll be nothing but a little orchestrated meeting that they'll have with the target, and then they'll put them in front of a video camera or turn on a tape recorder, and they'll say, okay, Leslie, were you on anything that day? And then they streamline me telling the Jack in the Box employee that I'd like a refill on my Coke. Do you see what I'm saying? This is literally how they operate. Literally. You can't go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and cross-reference it to how they tape conversations they have with targets. They're not taping the conversations they have with targets because they get along targets' route and trying to engage them in conversations. Okay? Which basically what they do is basically just bring up things that will only have a certain amount of options left available for appropriate responses. And then they'll audio tape it. And then try and streamline any responses, including responses to provocations, to a separate, totally incident in a totally separate environment that's got totally separate people involved, in order to make it look like the response is associated to a totally 100% different situation and environment, including the people that they have with the target at a later date. And this is all done to set the target up, to discredit the target and to contain the target and to file false documentation. This is literally what they do. Now all you have to do is put 2 and 2 together. Why was I being gang stalked at Jack in the Box? Who's got the power to get management and employees to do that? And if they tape conversations that they have with targets, why wouldn't they tape that? And why was the girl standing right there with her phone, right there, pointed right towards me when the girl asked me what was I drinking, when she had just waited on me 10 minutes before? My name is Leslie Williams. You have to understand what I'm talking about here. This is organized crime in the system that will do anything and everything it can possibly do to set up a target. So I want you to make sure that you thoroughly and meticulously look at what's in the comments feature of this YouTube video. You're going to see the video that was running while I was in Jack in the Box, and you're going to see the digital audio files that were also made at Jack in the Box. I got to go. Today's date is July 10th, 2012, and I'm at least making this video for precautionary purposes. My name is Leslie Williams. I do not do anything illegal whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. And I'm here to tell you today that the San Diego police are directly involved in this crime that is happening towards me. Okay, they are physically directly involved in it. And if you don't think that the police will not try and set you up, think again. I am not involved in any illegal whatsoever. Okay, in the whole entire state of California. Okay, I just got here on August 8, 2011. Alright, I gotta go. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, and I'm a target of what is known as organized stalking and gang stalking. And what you can do is go to YouTube and type in Organized Stalking 3 and look at the Organized Stalking 3 YouTube channel, and you'll see that this organization online that advocates and exposes gang stalking, organized stalking, and also makes videos for targets in reference to what's happening to targets, okay, made 2 videos in my name. You'll find them. One was made in January, February, March, April, and one was made on May 3rd. I'm in San Diego, California. Please make sure you look in the comments feature of this YouTube video for undisputable proof that what I predicted 3 hours before I even got to Jack in the Box about what I was going to experience at Jack in the Box literally occurred. And it will literally give you no doubt in your mind whatsoever that this crime is happening towards me. Thank you.